Back to the Future is the story of teenage Marty McFly, who lives in 1985 in Hill Valley, California, with his pushover father and alcoholic mother.
I think it would be nice if you all dropped him a line.
Marty drops by the house of his eccentric scientist friend and mentor, Dr. Emmett Brown, but he isn't home. Marty decides to use this opportunity to practice and hooks up to the amplifier, which explodes as a result of an overload.
Oh.
Marty answers the phone and discovers it's the doc calling, asking to meet him at the Twin Pines Mall parking lot that night. Doc explains that he has made a breakthrough and requests his assistance, to which Marty agrees. Marty rushes to school, but his girlfriend runs into him. Worried he'd get caught for being late for class, they sneak out back. But Mr. Strickland catches them.
This so-called Dr. Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase.
After class, Marty and his band, the Pinheads, audition for the school's dance. When his band fails the audition, Marty confides in his girlfriend, Jennifer Parker, worried that he would end up like his parents, who never got to live out their lives and pursue their ambitions. He later comes home and finds his father being bullied by his supervisor, Biff Tannen.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Marty gets frustrated when he learns that the family car gets totaled. Later that night, Marty meets with Doc at the Twin Pines Mall parking lot, who unveils his greatest invention, a time machine built from a modified DeLorean. Doc explains that the time machine is powered by plutonium, which was later revealed to have been swindled from Libyan terrorists. After a successful test run, Doc claims that they could travel to the future. Doc even thought of going back in time to November 5th, 1955, where he vividly remembers his younger self inventing time travel. Suddenly, Libyan terrorists track them down and start shooting at them.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me.
Doc suggests luring their fire, but they mercilessly gun him down. Marty escapes with the DeLorean, but when he reaches 88 miles per hour, he inadvertently activates the time travel and winds up 30 years earlier in 1955. After arriving, Marty discovers that the DeLorean has run out of plutonium and is stuck in the past. He hides the car behind a billboard and makes it into town, where he encounters young George, his father, being bullied by Biff and his friends. Marty is surprised that his father has always been a pushover, even when he was young.
You're George McFly. Yeah, who are you?
Marty follows George, who he catches spying on young Lorraine, his mother, changing. George falls out of the tree and is about to get run over by a car when Marty pushes him to safety and gets knocked unconscious instead. Marty later wakes up half naked, being tended to by Lorraine, who clearly has the hots for him.
Just relax, Calvin. You've got a big bruise on your head.
Weirded out by his teenage mother flirting and making moves on him, Marty runs out and tracks down young Doc, who he believes is the only one who can help him. Marty tries to convince Doc that he came from the future, but when Doc doesn't believe him, Marty tells him the story of how he got the bump on his head, which future Doc told him. After convincing Doc, Marty shows him where he had hid the DeLorean. Reviewing the recording, Doc discovers they would need 1.21 gigawatts of power to time travel, which Doc worries that they don't have the plutonium readily available at the time. Doc explains that they need at least a lightning bolt to have that kind of power. Marty remembers that lightning struck the courthouse, which made the clock tower stop working. He convinces Doc to harness the lightning to power the DeLorean.
Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
Later, Doc worries that Marty has changed the past, and they were surprised to find Marty's brother fading in the photo that he brought with him. Doc explains that Marty's actions in the past have altered the future. By saving George, Marty has inadvertently changed the future in which Lorraine was supposed to tend to George when he got into the car accident. Doc suggests Marty get his parents together, but instead, Lorraine becomes more infatuated with him than with George.
It's really a pleasure to meet you.
How's your head?
Marty remembers from his mother's stories that his parents went to the school dance and kissed for the first time. Marty quickly gets George to invite Lorraine to the dance, but he refuses, claiming he's not ready to ask her out. That night, Marty sneaks into George's room and tricks him into asking Lorraine to the dance by pretending to be an alien.
My name is Darth Vader.
Data. I am an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan.
The next day, George finds Marty and begs for his help to ask Lorraine to the dance. When he was about to ask her, Biff and his friends showed up and bullied George. Marty stands up to Biff and sucker punches him. Biff and his friends chase him across town. But Marty tricks them into crashing into a truck filled with manure. Later, Doc explains his plans to use lightning to power the DeLorean and return him to the future when Lorraine shows up. With time running out and his existence at stake, Marty agrees when Lorraine asks him to the dance. Having thought of a plan to get his parents together, he plans on making inappropriate advances on Lorraine so George would swoop in and rescue her.
You come up, you punch me in the stomach, I'm out for the count, right?
On the night of the dance, everything was going according to plan, getting Lorraine alone in the car. Their plan goes awry when Biff and his gang interrupts them and locks Marty in the trunk of the performing band's car. George arrived expecting to find Marty, but was surprised to see Biff assaulting Lorraine instead. Marty breaks out of the trunk and runs back just in time to see George knock out Biff with a punch. George musters up the courage to stand up to Biff when he hurts Lorraine. George escorts Lorraine back to the dance, where Marty had to take the place of the lead guitarist after he injured his hand trying to free him.
For all you lovers out there.
After Marty's stellar performance on stage, George and Lorraine share their first kiss, thus securing Marty's future. Marty runs back to the courthouse by the clock tower to meet with Doc, who has already set up everything. Doc discovers the letter in his pocket and is furious at him for warning him about the future. Worried about the consequences, Doc tears apart the letter.
Have to take your life depends on it!
Suddenly, a branch falls and disconnects the cables that were attached to the clock tower. Running out of time, Doc tells Marty to start the car while he fixes the cables. Doc nearly fell off the clock tower trying to reattach the wires. Meanwhile, Marty decides to return 10 minutes before he had left the future, hoping it would be enough time for him to save the future Doc from the Libyan terrorists. Suddenly, lightning strikes and powers up the DeLorean with enough juice to bring him back to 1985. With 10 minutes left to spare, Marty runs to the mall after the DeLorean breaks down at the courthouse.
No, not again.
He arrives just after the Libyans gun down Doc. While Marty is grieving the loss of a friend, Doc sits back up, revealing himself to be alive and well. Doc pulls out Marty's letter, which he had pieced back together. After learning of his death, Doc wore a bulletproof vest that night. Doc takes Marty home and departs for the future to 2015 in the DeLorean.
Look me up when you get there, all right? This'll be about 47.
The next day, Marty woke up and thought it was all a nightmare when he was surprised to find changes to his family. He discovers his father had become a successful science fiction author. His mother is fit and happily in love with her husband. His siblings are successful, and Biff has become the family's valet in George's employ.
I'm sorry, Mr. McFly.
Marty ran out back and was relieved to find the car was not a wreck. He was quickly reunited with Jennifer when suddenly Doc appeared in the DeLorean and insisted Marty return with him to the future. When asked, Doc tells him to bring Jennifer since she is involved in the matter.
You and Jennifer turn out fine. It's your kids, Marty.
Doc explains that they're going to the future to save their children.